Hi, it's Twyla. I'm here with Raina Straza. Raina, tell me why you're standing here with all of these gifts.
As co-founder of the SLED, this is our Sugar Plum Sled Drive, a holiday drive for housing insecure public school children in New York City, and we are fulfilling all of their wishes. And this year, yet again, Gail Brewer and her staff have been kind enough to help us in our effort and assist in transporting and wrapping 1,000 wishes for New York City's very housing insecure students.
And you're not exaggerating when you say 1,000 wishes, are you?
I am not exaggerating. We work with a number of schools, shelters throughout New York City, and we provide specific holiday wishes that are requested individually by public school children. Anything from socks to bedding to food items or hygiene items or good old-fashioned toys.
Now, you said you're the a co-founder of the SLED. Tell me more about that.
Well, I teamed up with 3 very classy, industrious moms who all had public school children with my children in a New York City public school, and found a need to deliver one day of positivity to New York City kids who otherwise would go without a Christmas wish or a Hanukkah wish or any other holiday under the sun. I think one day a year is the least we can do to give them something that they know someone listened.
Now, you founded this for the holidays, but your fundraising has been remarkable, right?
Well, I hope so. I mean, we would like to do more, and we're always trying to get as many donations at thesled.org as we can, because we do not only do holiday drives for the children, we also help them throughout the year. And so this is our biggest fundraiser of the year as well. You don't only have to supply from our list their specific wishes, but you can donate, and then anything that is over our wish list, we use through crisis care throughout the year, funding emergency needs from groceries to medicine to funeral costs or really tragic, catastrophic needs that happen throughout the year for this population.
How did the 4 of you get together and actually decide, let's do something?
Well, I think that it began because each of our children were lucky enough to be at a school that is thriving academically and thriving as far as the student body. But when we became aware of neighboring schools and also a very small population within our own school of those who are housing insecure or homeless, it seemed an injustice to not try to help those who are literally living among us and traveling to school with our children with lives so completely different than our own children. And we found that going into a school and helping an entire school was preferable than isolating only those kids with specific need as far as our holiday drive. So we go into a school and we supply wishes to everybody in that school. Most of our schools are majority of the kids are under the poverty level. They are housing insecure or homeless, temporarily housed in group settings or doubled up in apartments with other people awaiting housing. And a lot of those kids receive aid through the city or through corporations, but they don't receive things that they specifically wish for or that they specifically want. And anytime there is a need given to them, it's a rather blanket way of offering the generosity that we certainly still hope is given to them. But this is just a targeted, requested way of giving them something that they themselves have specifically wished for.
So they're not random gifts, they're gifts the kids really want themselves.
Correct. We go into their schools or we liaison with the managers of their shelters, and we specifically ask from them what do you want this year? What would make your day filled with joy? And they tell us, and we provide it through the help of our donors and our confectioners, as we affectionately call them. And we try to sprinkle some sugar for the sugar plums throughout the season.
Now, there are older children that you help too, and do they get gifts?
Older children tend to favor gift cards, while some definitely want sporting goods. A lot of them want hygienic products for acne or for cosmetic reasons, or they want clothing, whatever's trending. But a lot of them want gift cards, and we try to emphasize this because gift cards are a way for them to have agency and go out and shop for themselves, because they don't have expendable cash. This is a population of people that don't have $5 in their pocket all the time, and to be able to walk into a store knowing that they can interact with a cashier, or they can pull something off a shelf and say, I'm going to buy this, is incredibly empowering to them. They also want to buy gifts for members of their family because they haven't had that opportunity either, because without expendable cash you can't think of others, and so many of them request either gifts for their mom or gift cards so that they themselves can experience the joy of giving to those they love.
Speaking of joy, what was it like the first year that the four of you created this and then delivered the gifts? What was that like?
Probably naive in the best of ways, because I think we took on a tremendous amount, thinking if we were going to fail, we ought to fail big. And that's rather been our motto, that if we're gonna fail, we'll fail big. So we try not to say no to anybody. And we took on a lot, and were heavily influenced by the New York Times article that highlighted a day in the life of 2 New York City homeless public school children. We had focused on one school and decided to expand it to the school of that second child who was highlighted, and that just created the inspiration of reaching out and finding more and more children, since 114,000 New York City public school children are homeless as we speak. So when you think about it, as much as so many problems throughout New York City, throughout urban areas, or across the world are so daunting, thinking about 114,000 children, it seems smaller, and we have not yet received the resources to help every single one of them. But it is possible that hopefully one day, at some point, if we can generate enough enthusiasm, perhaps every one of those children can have one day that they receive exactly what they hoped for.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.